Hi there, I'm Red the Outlaw. Some of you may know me from Portland, some of you may know me from around Bremerton, some of you may not even know me at all, and that's probably the goal. To think about it. I have a couple new songs and an introduction to who I am for those of you who used to know me, those of you who don't know me. A little bit about me. From Portland, Oregon. Staying with family in Bremerton. Things weren't going so hot there. Got a lot of things in my life turned around since leaving Portland, so I think it's a good thing actually. This place I moved to is a small town with a really consistent, really solid music scene, and I think I need to be here. Well, anyways, so I was in treatment for a month. I was not making so many good choices in life, and now I am. Keep it that way. Got out about 2 weeks ago. In the last week, I've written 2 new songs, so I'm going to play that for all y'all here. But again, this is just an introduction to who I am. I'm Red the Outlaw. I do folk punk and shit like that. I still smoke cigarettes and weed, but nothing else, no drinking either. Like, for real, they call it Cali sober. I like it. And coffee. And coffee. Coffee's not a drug. That's not a drug. All right, well, get started here. This is my horsey. This is Tennessee. He's a cool dude. Met him at a garage sale. Said he'd come home with me for 50 cents. It's a cheap date if you think about it. Woohoo. Tennessee here got his name from some pothead I met on the Port Orchard waterfront. It's across the foot ferry from here, from Bremerton to Port Orchard. It's about a 10-minute crossing. I went over there to hang out, try and pick up chicks. Didn't really work out so well, but ran into the stoner guy, and he's like, "Yo, does the horse have a name?" And I'm like, "Nah, man." And he goes, "Tennessee." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I like that. Tennessee over here. It brings me good luck. I go street performing. That's what I used to do. And I mean, I still do that. But back in the bad days, I used to coast off a lot of early material I wrote and do covers and shit like that, mostly for drug money. And that's not the case anymore, of course. Now I'm actually accumulating money and saving money just from street performing. Like I said, I still buy cigarettes, weed, and I pay to go into the punk show every Friday and Saturday. But I still have over $200 just from a week alone of just playing guitar outside of mostly a grocery outlet. The local owners of the grocery outlet in Bremerton are great, great people. They explicitly allow me to perform there as long as I'm not causing any trouble, which shouldn't be hard for me. Yeah. So that's how things have been going so far. I go to this little punk venue called the Charleston, and they're interested in having me perform there. So I'm gonna be recording audio demos of my songs. I mean, I have one I recently posted, but I'm gonna be doing a few redos of a couple songs, a couple new songs, and I'm gonna send them to them and hopefully get a show within the next month or two. This right here, though, I'm gonna play a couple of my new songs for y'all on handy dandy guitar. Yahoo! Looks like it needs a little fixing up here. Not too bad though. But yeah, it's been a great couple weeks in my freedom and all that. Had an awesome 4th of July. Went to a local park here. Ran into some young stoner kids, like in their 20s or early 20s or something like that. They let me smoke with them on the pier, and people were shooting fireworks like right over us, and some people were shooting fireworks at us. It was like super crazy. But we stood our ground and just sat there for like an hour. It's like fireworks are going off like this close to our fucking heads. Finally, we got scared enough and left. Never got their names. They never got mine. Never gonna meet it again, most likely. But they're cool. And to be honest, it was a really neat experience. It was really pretty. Being in the middle of the fireworks show, being right under it, and then seeing all the shit in the distance too. It's pretty lit. All right. Well, that's what's up. All right. Just got to get one more thing out here. That. Jeez. Okay. I have a journal in this coffin-shaped backpack of mine, but I also have a book for lyrics and songs and shit. This one I like to call Stuff and Things. That's what it says on the cover. Looks like we might be doing that fucking annoying mirror thing. Or maybe that's just on my end. I don't know. I fucking hate that. Like, just show it the way someone would be looking at me, like, right in front of me. I don't need to see it mirrored. I'm not looking in a mirror here. All right. This first one I'm going to play is called Subie Woobie Stampede. It's a song about how you shouldn't drink and drive. The song is telling a real story about the Subaru from this old cowboy, old man George. He used to live in the same apartments that my ex-wife and I lived in. I think she still lives there. I don't keep tabs on her, though, so I don't know. I don't really care. But George moved, so I don't, go there anymore, obviously. But old man George has been a friend of mine for years and years. Like, that marriage lasted, 6-7 years, and he was moved into those apartments 2 years into it. So I've known him 2 years less than I've known my ex-wife. Well, I mean, I don't know her anymore, but you know what I mean. Anyways, he sold me a stick shift Subaru 1993 Impreza L stick shift. It was a really cool ass car, and this is when I was starting to really fuck up. But I was driving it down the road all fast and shit down I-5. Oh god, embarrassing. You ever take a hit of crack in like a race car down the highway at like midnight? I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, like I said, did a big turnaround. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here doing this. Anyways, this song, Subie Woobie Stampede, is about one night after work. I went to a bar literally right around the corner from the gas station I was working at with my assistant manager, and we got pretty turned up, got pretty drunk. And I decided, hey, I only live 5 minutes away from here. How about I try to drive home? Not a good idea. I was still learning how to drive stick. I had it down pretty good, but here I am. I take a turn and try and do a cool shift thing, and fucking slip the clutch or something, break the left control arm and go boom left into this like bush thing. It didn't crash into the tree. It crashed into this bush on this mound. Like went over the sidewalk into it. Here I am for 30 minutes trying to figure out how to get it out. This is before I knew the left control arm was broke, by the way. But after 30 minutes, some cops roll up. I see the flashing lights, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And they come up and they go, what's going on here? And I'm just like, I had a little accident, officer, trying to learn how to drive stick. Apparently I need some more lessons. And he goes, what's your name? I go, Red. Hoping that would go over well. And cop goes, all right, Red, have you been drinking tonight? And I go, no, officer, I just can't figure out how to drive stick. And he looks at me, folds his arms, and goes, all right, Red, look, we don't want to arrest you for drinking and driving tonight. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to get your shit out the front. You're going to get your shit out the trunk. Where do you live? I'm like, literally 2 blocks that way. You're going to walk your ass home, Red. Have a good night, Red. And I go, all right, how do I get my, my car out of him? Go home, Red. Okay, well, so who are you? Go home, Red. And the tow guy gives me a business card, and he just looks at me and he goes, Red, go home. And I'm like, thanks, officer. Have a nice night. They didn't get my government name. Red is my real name. That's what I go by. I'm Red the Outlaw. That's what people call me. That's what I call myself. There's a difference between a real name and a government name, in my opinion. But they didn't get my government name. They let me walk. They towed my broken car. Found out the next day that it was that fucked with the left control arm. It wasn't worth getting out. So who came out on top? Me. Yeah, of course. But I lost a really fucking cool car. I didn't know what I had. It was a super rare model. And I love driving stick. And it really was like a little race car. And it breaks my heart that I lost it. So I wrote this song about it all. You shouldn't drink and drive. It put a lot of people's lives at risk. Luckily, I didn't get hurt. Even more importantly, I didn't hurt anyone else. So I think that's the big takeaway here. But here we go. Subi Wooby Stampede. Stumble at the bar, chatting my Subi Wooby 1993. Driving sticky, seeing double. Pop my sticky, coming in clutch. And don't give a fuck, can't drive in a trunk. Can't drunk in the trunk. Blacking at the wheel, driving swervy 503. Crashing up, bushy, flashing lights. Sirens go with me, coming in clutch. Cops don't give a fuck, give your shit up in the trunk. Go take a walk. I was lucky, didn't get a dewey, driving swervy in a Subi Wooby. That's how I lost my Subaru. Yep, that's how I lost my Subaru. All right. We got another song for y'all. Another new one here. Yeah, these ones just came to me like in this past week here. I'm like on a roll. I learned some new covers too. I'm learning new shit, writing new shit, something I haven't done in like 2.5 years. Back when I started doing drugs and shit. Again, not doing that anymore. Pot's not a drug. You know how I feel about that. That's my stance. But yeah, you don't feel the same way. I don't know you. I don't care. Anyways, this next song's called It Gets Better When You Try, parenthesis, Never Give Up. I'm kind of a fan, guilty pleasure of the, old school Fall Out Boy Pit and get the disco shit. So sometimes I like to title my songs like they would, where it's like a paragraph and then something in parentheses. It's like, I'm really sad and stuff. She broke up with me and broke my heart and blah, 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 blah. And then in parentheses, you have the short title, Heartbroken or something like that. But yeah, it gets better when you try. Never give up. This song is about like the differences between now and the beginning of the pandemic, when things started going downhill for me. It's kind of like a reflection of how things were and how things are now, and how they didn't have to be the way they were. Everything might be fucked, but then again, maybe it doesn't have to be, and maybe it won't be. Inspiration for this song is definitely, for most of my music lately, is definitely local news legend, aka Emily G, and then her inspiration, Apes of the State. I kind of like local news legend more, but Apes of the State is fucking legendary. No shade on them at all, but Emily G is basically the girl version of the guy who taught me everything I knew on guitar. She's the only person I put up to par with him. He really was the greatest musician to ever live that I've ever known. I mean, he's still alive. I just don't know him anymore. But yeah, unbelievably talented. You can find him on SoundCloud under the name King the Nomad. I recommend the song Dreamcatcher and Swallow the Ocean. The other ones are great too, but those are the best ones. Emily G, or local news legend, has like the same kind of like sad boy acoustic vibe going on, and that's like kind of like the shit I like. A lot of things that people misconstrue about my friend's music and Emily G's music too is like you think the songs are about getting fucked up, but they're actually about getting better. So that's kind of what I've been, the kind of mentality I've been trying to work on. But yeah, this is fun. Here we go. It gets better when you try. Never give up. I'm glad it's 2023. I'm glad it's not 2020. Everything is so fucked up. Didn't have to be that way. Didn't have to be that way. Oh, that way. Oh. Tried our very best, and in the end, the friends we laid to rest are smiling down on us. Said we'll never forget, and we'll never give up, never give up, never give up. I'm glad you are here with me. I'm glad I'm not the me I used to be. Everything that I was so fucked up, and it didn't have to be that way. Oh, that way. Oh. We tried our very best, and in the end, the friends we let to rest are smiling down on us. Said we'll never forget, and we'll never give up, never give up. Woo. Never give up. I'm glad you are alive. I'm glad I'm alive too. Maybe everything doesn't have to be so fucked up, and I know that we can live that way. We can live that way. Oh, we can live that way. Oh, that way. Oh, we can live that way if we try it. Yep. Well, both those songs are in their demo stages, as you could probably assume. I mean, they're pretty close to what I want it to be. I might tweak, some minor verbiage here and there, but that's pretty much what you're going to get out of the songs. And soon, probably tonight, maybe tomorrow, they'll be recorded and uploaded in their official demo state. So I can send it down to the Charleston or the Chuck punk rock venue here in Bremerton and get a little gig there. I just went last night and they had 2 different acts of just a dude and his guitar, and then the other 2 acts were full bands. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a place for me there. I know I'm good enough to get a show there. They even have shitty bands there. But I love shitty bands. I haven't seen a shitty band since I've been there. But I hear they get shitty bands sometimes, and I mean shitty in a good way. I mean shitty in the way punk rock kids like shitty. Like, that's what I mean by that. I feel like I would fit that mold with some shitty guitar player, some shitty folk punk guitar player coming to the Charleston to smoke pot and play sad songs in a fast punk rock key. Like, there you go. So yeah, those are my 2 newest songs there. I think for this little, I guess like little EP I'm making for them, I'm definitely gonna throw those 2 songs on there. I definitely have a couple, I want to say old songs because they're not all the way back, but one I wrote in 2021 called Riz City Quarantine. I might put Party at Scotty's on there. I think like it'd be relevant. And then I'm definitely putting on Garbage Desperado. Garbage Desperado goes a little bit towards the beginning of my actual songwriting. I mean, I've been playing guitar for over a decade, but Garbage Desperado is just a really fun song. So I think I'll play that one for y'all. For those of you who've heard it, it's evolved a little bit. Not a lot, but it's got better rhythm, better verbiage. And here it goes. Garbage Desperado on my block. What you gonna do? Working round the clock when you got woo, every day like, woo. Gonna party till the morning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Woo. I met the captain, meow, at the Goose Hall of Whack. He taught me how to play guitar like woo, and party every day like woo. I'm gonna party till the morning, till the morning. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Woo, like woo. They say the show must go on, but what are you gonna do when you run out of drugs? You go boo, go party every day, go boo, go party till the morning. When you do, you'll come down hard in the afternoon like woo. And don't you know drugs are bad for you? Remember, kids, drugs are bad for you. So yeah, that song, the two I just played, are definitely going on the EP. Then there's Party at Scotty's, which might go on there, and then Rose City Quarantine, which is definitely going on there. Rose City Quarantine, actually, both those songs are on my YouTube channel. Rose City Quarantine is the live recording of me playing street performing, busking outside the food carts in Portland, Oregon. And whoever recorded did a really good job, because I think, like, I don't know, like, I'm definitely re-recording the audio and all that, but I think that video of me performing live just might be like the music video, like as is. Like, it really is pretty cool. And then the other song on there, Party at Scotty's, it's under a preliminary title. I forgot to change it. It's called Yo Ho Ho and a Bottle of Gin or something like that. And the picture is a lines of cocaine on a mirror next to a naked figurine of a man and a bottle of White Claw. Yeah. Allegedly, it's cocaine. Anyways, should I play those songs right now? Yeah, maybe I will. Okay. Here is Rose City Quarantine. People at the donut shop waiting in line, standing there and waiting there 6 feet apart, because they want a donut and it has to be fucking weird. That just might be the best part. That just might be the best part. Woo! She just might be the prettiest damn thing that I had ever seen. I fell in love in line at the donut shop. Fell in love in line at the donut shop. People at the Yamhill pub drinking outside, sitting there and drinking there 6 feet apart, because they want to get drunk and it has to be punk rock. That just might be the best part. That just might be the best part. She just might be the prettiest damn thing that I had ever seen. I met her when I was drunk at the Yamhill pub. I met her when I was drunk at the Yamhill pub. She just might be the prettiest damn thing that I had ever seen. Found love in the Rose City Quarantine. Found love in the Rose City Quarantine. Oh yeah. So I wrote the first verse of that on the spot, playing outside of Voodoo Donuts in Portland, early 2021. So like, or like spring 2021. So we're still like in like quarantine mode. It wasn't like full on quarantine, but you know, shit had been reopened a little bit. You know, with like 10 people allowed at a time. You have to wear a mask. Well, I was playing outside Voodoo Donuts, and I saw this pretty girl, and she made eyes at me, and I made eyes at her, and I'm just like, thought for like maybe 20 seconds. I'm like, oh, I'm going to play this bitch song. And I did, and she wasn't impressed. So yeah, that's the story behind that one. Shit. On this last one I'm going to play for y'all is called Party at Scotty's. This is about a real life party at Scotty's. He had this Russian friend show up, all right? And this was a little before the Rose City quarantine, actually. This is like at the very end of 2020. The guy who taught me guitar before he started not talking all that. This is the last time I saw him, actually. He came. He brought his girlfriend. The guy I was living with, Scotty, in the roommate house, his girlfriend was super strict on the COVID rules, but she was only doing it to me, actually. She just didn't like me. So I couldn't bring girls over to like hook up with her or anything, or friends to hang out with, because COVID. But her and the guy who ran the place were poly, and she would bring her little boyfriends over sometimes, and I'd just look at them like, for real? Like, you're going to weaponize quarantine rules on me because you don't like me? That's pretty fucked up. But anyways, they got in a fight one night, and she stormed out. He thought it was over. It wasn't over yet. It finally was, thank God. But sorry, Scotty. Anyways, shit. Anyways, that night he was fed up with it. He's just like, hey, tell a homeboy and girlfriend to come in and party. And he brings his Russian friend, and then Scotty brings his Russian friend over too, and we're all like having a good time. And out of nowhere, I just have a debit card shoved in my face with a little bit of powder on the corner. Bumsky? In his Russian accent. And I'm like, what? And he goes, Bumsky? And I'm like, party on, comrade. Shit, yeah, that was nuts. I was saying, we're drinking gin, doing Russian guys blow, smoking cigarettes. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time until it wasn't. All I can say about that is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to be real with y'all. Drugs are fun in the moment, but in the moment only. Afterwards, even if you only do it once or twice or once in a while, whatever you say, whether you're lying to yourself or not, it's fun in the moment, but then it's not fun. It's significantly not fun. And if you're gonna do shit like that, be safe. I recommend sticking the pot, but that's just my thing. Yeah, but here we go. Party at Scotty's. Yeah, and a bottle of gin, having fun, innocent, familiar as the goes on, 'cause gonna party all night long, 'cause gonna party all night, 'cause gonna party all night long. Oh, a couple more lines and we're ready to go. We'll get real crazy as the night goes on, 'cause gonna party all night long, 'cause gonna party all night long, 'cause gonna party all night long. Yeah, and another cigarette as I contemplate my regrets. I'll keep smoking as the night goes on, 'cause I'll be smoking all night long, 'cause I'm smoking all night long, 'cause I'll be smoking all night long. Yeah, and a bottle of gin, having fun, and it's innocent. We'll get familiar as the night goes on, 'cause gonna party all night long, 'cause gonna party all night long, 'cause gonna party all night long. Love you, Scotty. Love you, King. Love you, Russian guy. And King's girlfriend, too. Yeah. So, yeah, that was an introduction to who I am, more so who I am now. And what most likely is going to be the EP I send to the punk rock venue here to get a little gig. They usually have 3 or 4 bands on a Friday and Saturdays. So hopefully I'll be one of those bands on Friday or Saturday. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Got this cool vest from a Goodwill in the town over. My stepdad bought me the bolo tie. He also got me another one too. Bolo ties are fucking lit, yo. Yeah. That's pretty much all I gotta say for now. I hope you all do well. Promote my video or whatever. Let people know the name Red the Outlaw. I am called. My name is Red the Outlaw, but you can just call me Red. Refer to me as Red the Outlaw, though. but you can just call me Red. Like, yo, hey Red. But if someone's like, yo, who is that awesome guy playing guitar? Be like, Red the Outlaw. You gotta say the whole thing when referring to me. But when you're just talking to me, you just call me Red. Like, what's up, Red? So yeah, keep it lit, yo. It's been a good ass day. Oh wait, I got one more for you. Sorry, this one's probably going on the EP too. This is an old favorite of a lot of my Portland friends. A couple of the Bremerton friends too. I mean, I've lived here for brief stints before, going back and forth between Portland when I was fucking my life up. But this song is called Bender. It's a reference to Bender from Futurama, and you'll see why. I like hookers and cocaine. I like hookers and cocaine. I like hookers and cocaine. Hookers and cocaine. Oh yeah. Hookers and cocaine. Oh yeah. I like hookers and cocaine. Not anymore. All right. Yeah, like the whole strategy too is a couple of those songs. Like the one I just played, and the Subaru song, the Subaru Stampede. Those are both kind of like an ode or a nod to like the Beastie Boys early shit, like Holy Snappers. Like, how long is that song? Like 50 seconds long. That's all it needs to be. Is because it's like a fucking good ass, hard ass, loud ass song, and it communicates what it needs to communicate in 50 seconds. I forgot who it was. It was an old country artist. I forgot if it was like Waylon or Cash or one of them, but they said something like if you can't write a song in like half an hour, then it's not a good song. I kind of agree with that. I mean, not always, but that's like when you're in like storytelling mode, that's a good philosophy. Some songs are more complicated pieces of art, for sure. Take a while to write, take a lot of thinking and reflection and all that. But when you're doing like folk punk, and I'm trying to incorporate like old Western into folk punk, not country, but Western. Big difference. Johnny Cash, Western. My dog, my truck, that's country. I don't do country, I do Western. But yeah, like Western songs and folk punk songs and shit like that. A lot of the motif behind that is like telling a story, telling a short little story. So like when it comes to those kind of campfirey songs, street performer songs, short Johnny Cash kind of songs he used to write. Yeah, like a good rule of thumb is like if you can't, finish writing it like an hour or so, like you're probably forced it, or you're probably not there yet. But then again, also like I was saying too, like there are songs that take a while to write for many other good reasons. But when you're doing just like the storytelling kind of song, like that kind of rule applies a lot of the time. Yeah. Remember, folks, to look upon the world with love. Love and peace. Yeah, all right. That really is it for now. That's all I got for y'all. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Red the Outlaw. Tell your friends. Yeah.